Hey, what's up, you guys? It's been a little while, but I'm back. I'm back with another action figure review. This is a figure I've been after for a pretty long time. I've wanted this figure for a while, and I finally got him. This is the DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Toys collectible Azrael from the Rebirth line. And this figure is just dope. Let me just say right off the bat, this figure is absolutely phenomenal. So let's get into it. Let's get into all his little details. Now he rightfully comes with a flame sword, but I brought him loose off eBay, and you know he didn't come with that flame sword. But I have a sword of my own. I think this sword was for either Damien or I don't know, one of the characters. But I think that it works for him. I think it works. You know, would it have been nice? Would it have been cool to have the flame sword? Sure, but I think that this works for what it is. But this figure is just absolutely phenomenal. So let's just get right into it and just look at this. I mean, look at all the sculpted details. You got some shading in there, some dark wash. That is just phenomenal. That is absolutely fantastic. And then you got his head sculpt. His head sculpt looks pretty good. You got the white out eyes. You got the little design in his face. You got his nice hooded, you know, hood. And you got these crazy tassels in the back. Like, you got these crazy tassels. And that's just really cool. That's just really dope. I'm feeling that. Like I gotta give it to Mcfarlane. They when they on, they are on. I have to say. So these little tassels here is really dope. I really like that. You got some more sculpting work there, some more dark wash. I love that coloring. The gold line in his belt. You know, his belt itself, the material, this little sash, or this little loincloth, whatever you want to call it. He has a bladed weapon over here. Just you see his Bible pouch, like, oh my goodness, like this, you know, you see his cross there, like, you know, you see his belt here with the little details and sculpting in it. I mean, this figure is absolutely amazing. This figure is incredible. This is one of Mcfarlane's best figures. I mean, hands down. You know, so this just looks really awesome. It looks really dope. You see his feet, his little pec holes and feet at the bottom. Looks really nice. His shoes, that looks nice. That looks good. So, I mean, he looks really fantastic. Like, this Azrael is just, you know, and you got that design there. That's nice. You got that red button there. I mean, this figure is gorgeous. This figure is beautiful. You got the gold outline in his gloves. This figure is just beautiful, man. It's a very beautiful figure. This figure is amazing. And I'm just really impressed with, I mean, I'm just impressed, period, with what Mcfarlane is doing. It's just absolutely phenomenal. So here's the part of the video where we get into articulation. And here we go. So you have a lot of head pivoting here. You got a lot of attitude, a lot of wobblage. He can bury his head up into his hood. I think that's really funny and kind of cool at the same time. But of course, you can pull his head back down from the hood. You know, he can tilt forward. He can't really look back at all, but that's okay. His arms go out about that much, and this arm's going to be hindered by that a little bit, so it goes out about that much. You can't really get rotation from this side. You can get some rotation from this side, of course. You can go all the way around. He does have an upper bicep swivel, a double joint in the elbow, but it doesn't really want to bend on that side, but it's bending on this side, which is cool. He has this upper ball peg and upper ball joint here. You can get a lot of range. You can get some pivoting. You know, you can pretty much get some nice decent range out of that. It can also twist all the way around. He can do the splits, of course, because all Mcfarlane figures can pretty much. He can kick forward that much. He can kick back that much. There's a little swivel in there with a little thigh joint, and he does have doubly jointed knees and no rotation down there in the calf. And he does have that famous Mcfarlane ball joint that, you know, moves and shifts and pivots all around. And he does have ankle pivoting, and his foot can hinge up and down. And he does have toe articulation. And yeah, just a lot of boot rotation there. So that is what you will get from Mr. Jean-Paul Valley, which he is from the Order of Saint Dumas, and he is Azrael. And yes, I know who Azrael is. So let's do some quick size comparisons. So here we have Azrael next to my custom DC New 52. I'm drawing a blank. Christopher Reeve custom Superman. And now we have Azrael next to Bizarro. That's pretty cool. And we have him next to Lex Luthor, which this is my new Lex Luthor that came in the mail, because my old one was just, first of all, it had that ding on his nose, which for those of you who watched that video would know. I greatly appreciate you. If you haven't watched it, you can check that video out for my original review of this Lex Luthor. But this is a new replacement Lex Luthor that I got in the mail. So I'm very happy and pleased with him. He has no ding on his nose. He's not damaged. And I probably will do something special with Lex Luthor soon, so stay tuned for that if that all works out. And here he is next to Superboy Prime. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty awesome. And well, damn, there he is next to a Ascending Knight / Sovereign Knight Batman that I have in my collection, and he's way larger than the Mezco Batman. And of course, we have Rebirth Batman, which for those of you who are familiar with the comic books, Jean-Paul Valley, Azrael himself, was a part of Batman's team in Detective Comics. So that was a really great read. You know, you should definitely check those books out, because those are some pretty interesting storylines. I really love the Rebirth era of Batman. The storylines were good. Of course, I love his costume, like I mentioned before in my other videos. Batman Rebirth costume is the greatest costume of all time, and in my opinion, I love it to death. So yeah, so let me stop rambling. And last but not least, for giggles, we got Azrael next to a Bruce Wayne on a custom Marvel Legends body. And so my final thoughts on this figure: is this figure worth a pickup? I say he absolutely is. The sculpting, the paint, the dark wash, all the little increments that they put in, you know, and just added onto him is just outstanding. This is definitely one of Mcfarlane's best figures, I say, besides Rebirth Batman and Red Hood. I mean, Mcfarlane is killing it. Lex Luthor is awesome. Bizarro is awesome. Superboy Prime. You know, all the guys you saw me make comparisons on. But I mean, this Azrael right here is definitely one of Mcfarlane's best, for sure. So I am going to rate this guy very high because he deserves it. I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. This figure is just absolutely phenomenal, and I just couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more pleased to have this Azrael in my collection. So guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed. Keep you know, keep on watching me. Keep on keeping on. Like, sharing, and subscribing. I do really appreciate that. And until next time, guys, I got a lot more figure reviews coming to you. You better believe it. I still got a lot more Marvel stuff to get, you know, to get to and get done. A lot more DC Mcfarlane stuff that's coming out. They got Hush coming out, you know, and Hush, Thomas Elliott is one of my favorite characters in the Batman universe. But anyway, let me stop rambling. Hope you enjoyed this review, guys. And until next time, see ya.